Hey, Michael and Matilda, can you hear me now? I'm just trying to see if my AirPods work. Could you do a thumbs up if you can hear me? Great, thanks. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the final day of WWDC. For me, these commentary sessions in the morning have been like a really nice way to wake up every day. It's like, wake up, all right, send a message to the commentators, and then a few hours later we get started. So Although I have to say I'm quite happy that it's the last day because it's taken quite a toll on me with the weird time zone stuff. But that doesn't matter because we have some really nice stuff going on today, and we have two really nice commentators, two new ones today. One all the way from down under. So I'll have to see if his camera's upside down. Michael, hey, how are you, man?
Good, how are you?
Pretty good. You and I have been like speaking on Twitter for the last months, and only a few weeks ago we've heard each other's voice for the first time in a voice note. So it's nice to see you in real life.
Yeah, it's great to catch up. Yeah.
So you do a lot of stuff on your app focused work, which like basically includes every feature that Apple announces like within months. So you'll probably had a busy WWDC as well.
Yeah. Just going from like session to session pretty much, right? But I think I got my work cut out for me for the next few months now, up till September, especially with the new focus feature. And
Yeah,
shortcuts for Mac as well. That's yeah, they're both two massive
the
things
big
that
ones.
yeah, I'm really keen to like get stuck into and see what I can make of them, right? Come
Yeah,
around
where
September
are
time.
you? Where are you calling in from? Where are you right now?
So I'm from where I live. Yeah, I'm from Melbourne in Australia.
Uh,
So I'm like
that's
down in
I
the
can figure.
bottom right. Yeah.
All
So
right.
yeah, I guess closer to Antarctica than I am to the top of my country, but it doesn't get that cold over here, so it's all right.
Nice. So for our other commentator, we're going back to where I am, although a little bit more to the west. We've got Matilda. Is that how I pronounce it? Is it Matilda or Matilde or
Mathilde, but that's fine.
Ma- Matilda? Close enough. Hey, Matilda, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great, thank you.
I love the ears. Is
Thank
that
you.
like, is that on there by default or did you put it on yourself?
They're here by default. I think I can
Ah,
change the color, but I don't have a Windows machine.
ah. So you can like flash while you're playing video games or something and
Yeah, pretty
fancy
much.
stuff. Where are you right now?
I'm in the UK. I'm not too far from London.
Oh, nice. So we've got all the way from time zone 9:30 all the way to Michael. Probably it's like 9 or something there, right? At night.
6:30 now. Sun's just set, so yeah.
Ah, all right. Well, maybe then we should just get started. So, um, day 5 of WWC, we're almost at the end. There's like usually on Friday, there's not a lot of sessions in normal WWDCs. It's usually the smaller frameworks and people just leave already usually on Thursday. But today there's like still a ton of sessions and as well as I think like 60 labs or something. Um, do you two have any plans for today in terms of sessions and labs, or like how are you approaching this last day?
Um, I'll go first. Yeah, like so it's a bit strange for me because the labs actually come out at about 11:30 at night. So I'll probably only be able to watch maybe three or four of them. I've got a few lined up, which I'm pretty keen for. I think some of them, including, or is it there's one on CloudKit and Core Data. Actually, a couple of them on them, I think, and SwiftUI on the Mac as well. I've got two lined up and a voiceover session as well. So that'll be pretty interesting. But I probably won't be able to watch like I'll probably be able to watch maybe half of them tonight, and then I'll catch the other half in the morning. I don't want to like stay up till 3 a.m. again, like I have most nights so far.
Yeah,
So
because what time do the sessions come out of your time zone?
it could be between like 11 p.m., 11:30, sometimes after midnight. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah,
So it's better
I
for you
already
to
stuffed
like
my
just
sleep
look at the
cycle.
ones in the morning.
Yeah, like I already stuffed my sleep cycle staying up till shit. I think it was like what 5:30 a.m. for the keynote. Like when I went to bed, right, and
Uh,
updated like my devices, like my spare Mac and like my iPhone and my iPad. I figured I'd get in early and update them before everyone else jumped on. Otherwise, it'll just take forever. So, yeah,
yeah,
I did the same last year, and yeah, live with it.
turned out fine. And Mathilde, so you're working during the week as well. So how do you combine WWC with that as well,
I just wish I was.
or you just don't compare it?
I just wish I would take a day off. One or two,
Yeah,
maybe the full week. It is you try between work to watch some videos, and and then at some point you're just so tired, and then you had like this fear of missing out because everyone on Twitter is like talking and exchanging things, and like, oh, I also had this lab and I raised a bug, and you're like, I haven't got the time to try. And yeah, that is, I don't know how people do.
Yeah, I think for me personally, I've kind of taken the week off so that during the day I can just like watch some sessions and just like dig into stuff, also to prepare for the labs. But it's just there's just so much information going on, like coming out. So if you see something small, you post a tweet about it, and it makes it feel like, oh, this person is like super into this framework or into this documentation when they might have just like taken a screenshot of a slide. But I think that's just the result of like 2,000 new things being announced in 1 week. And have any of you been to any of the labs already, or are you planning to go to any today?
Yeah, I had a few yesterday morning, and yeah, they were amazing. It was the first time I attended labs, and I only like I owe you, I owe it to you for prodding me to sign up because I just thought they were for bug fixes, right? And I mean, sorry, bug reports. But yeah, it turns out there are other ones on like design, apps, or marketing, which really appealed to me. Joined in on those, but my favorite one of the three was easily like shortcuts for the Mac because I talked to I think a couple people that were leaders on the team. I'm pretty sure, and yeah, that was just like I had so much fun. Like yeah, it was great that I jumped on and they already checked out my app, right, and like. It was just like a big buzz of excitement. And we actually ended up going over time and cutting into one of my other labs. And I didn't even realize until I got an email from someone at Apple saying, hey, you're going to, like, there's a designer waiting for you. You're going to join in? I'm like, oh, yeah.
Oh
But I
shit!
jumped across, yeah, which was also good.
That's
I'm
usually
glad
a
I
good
made the
sign.
design one. Yeah, yeah. But it was awesome to get like great feedback and like with focus work, right? It already supports shortcuts on iPad and iPhone, right? And it also supports like triggering shortcuts from within the app at specific times. And yeah, like now that shortcuts is on the Mac, it was a no-brainer to sign up to that one. But like I actually tested it out on my spare Mac, and yeah, it actually works like perfectly fine. So it'll just be like like little tidbits and stuff based on recommendations that they gave me. But yeah, all three labs were sick. Yeah, so it was shortcuts for the Mac, design, and App Store marketing.
Nice. And what about you, Mathilde?
Oh,
Nope.
here we are.
Something went wrong there. Sorry.
There we go.
Are we all back?
Yeah.
Yeah, all good.
Yeah, I wanted to build the suspense for your answer, so now everyone's like paying attention, but also everyone left. So I'm sure curious what will happen, but it's fine.
So no labs for the previous days, but like Michael said, in the past, I haven't thought about attending non-technical labs. And we were talking yesterday, and then Apple opened a couple of labs for today, and I was like, okay, we talked a lot about being inclusive and working on accessibility this year, and I felt like we talked about it more than before. And you, like, I'm a developer. If you put some sketch stuff in front of me, I'm terrible. So I was like, okay, there's like this accessibility design lab. Let's try to do something because I really want to build really good products, either at work or personally, like for everyone. But I don't really know how to do things. Like, yeah, you have guidelines, but like, how do you really do it? Like, do you have tips on things like that? So I wanted to ask that question. And yeah, tonight at 5 p.m. here in the UK. So I look forward
Awesome.
to attending it.
Nice. Yeah, I think it's just really nice to speak to people who it's their job to know all these things, and they're like the experts on this. So something that's like super obvious for them, we might not even think of. So just having like an extra set of eyes just to look at it is really nice. And obviously you have all the like the big important, well, the big famous labs for SwiftUI and design labs that people want to go to, but there's also all these smaller ones as well, or less popular. So yesterday I had a lab for AV audio session, and there were 4 people from Apple in the call. So I think that's then partly as well because maybe not a lot of people signed up for it, but yeah, not everyone will then speak in a situation like that. But it's nice that if you have a specific question, maybe the person who's responsible for that thing is on that call.
Yeah. I think I just wished I thought about booking a lab for like developer tools. Because there's like this weird thing with Xcode 12.5. Like if you're running all your tests, the debugger is attached and it's making like launching the simulator really slow. When you work on really big apps, your pipeline is already like 20 minutes, and like I don't really want to lose more time. So yeah, I wish I would do that, but maybe filing some radars will be helpful.
Yeah, that I've heard the sentence "file a feedback report" like 10 times yesterday during the lab. So that's definitely the way to go. But it's also a good time to ask them, hey, is this how it's supposed to work? Am I overlooking something? And then if it turns out that it's something on their end, you can always file the bug report. Because for another one,
did I miss any new documentation? Like,
yeah, exactly. Just to clarify a little bit, if it's something that you could have improved. And yesterday I also had a MapKit lab where for 30 minutes we just like tried to figure out this bug I was having, and we basically just tried to recreate a map view. And in the end, we didn't get it to work, but I think it's probably something on my end. But yeah, I think again, like it's too late now for people listening to register because I think all the signups are already closed for today as well. But definitely for next year, like don't hesitate to try to book as many. I think in total I've got like 16 or something this whole week. So it's like back to back to back.
Are you serious? You went to 16 different labs?
Yeah, I've got 4
Wow.
more today. But I think it's just like if you've ever been to WWC in real life, there's just this area and you can just like, oh hey, there's this specific technology that I've used for this one thing. Oh, let me just chat with them. So it shouldn't be this big thing that people like build up like, oh. And I mean, I've also got like plenty of rejection, so it's not like I just get everything, but also go to the smaller ones, or just to clarify something, I think. So obviously, besides WWDC, we have a lot of community stuff going on as well that I am also going to plug. So let me just quickly share my screen because we've got a bunch of nice stuff coming up. So we have a few more events coming up in the next few days or like next hours. So we have the scavenger hunt still. So if you're in the WWC community gather, you can like walk around the entire virtual conference center that was recreated, and you can find like little snippets and like there's little things hidden all around the venue. And you can actually win some prizes as well. You can win one of those nice, I actually don't know the name of it now, but it's like one of those light things, like those triangle things that all the cool people have behind the wall. And yesterday we had the freelancer get together. So let me just try to find some stuff from that. Where is it? I have it here, I think. Yeah, so we had a freelancer get together, which was really nice. A group of freelancers were just discussing their experiences, and I understood, Michael, that you were there as well, correct?
Yeah. So yeah, I actually caught the last like half of it, but yeah, because I was catching up with like another Indian. I didn't realize I went over time, and yeah, but I managed to watch the stream because it's on Twitch, right? So the benefit of that is you can just like go back quickly and just like like catch up on what you missed out on. But yeah, it was great. That was awesome. Yeah, like they I think one of the things that stood out. Well, first of all, like I'm a freelancer, right? So it was great, like being a fly on the wall and just like listening to what they were talking about, and they were discussing challenges that I've faced as well, like over the years, and yeah, especially like with pricing strategies as well, like with their pricing projects and whatnot, and like deciding on whether whether it's good to go with like fixed pricing or like flexible pricing or value-based pricing, like with different projects, because every project varies, right? And yeah, it was really good. Like like I wish I actually like was able to join in, and just so that's cool.
Yeah, I think with a lot of these events that are going on this week, I wish we would be able to extend them more throughout the year as well, and not just make it all in this one week, because The iOS community is really close, and especially the last year, it's gotten a lot closer, I think. So it would be nice if we have like an autumn WWDC and a spring WWDC and maybe like a Christmas session or something, just to bring people together and also to bring in like the less famous people in the community. I think that's also what's happening with WWDC community. Like there's people from all over the community, beginners, senior are all combining. So for example, yesterday there was a session by Paul Hudson in the community. Which was really nice. He spoke about like all the new announcements, and there was even like a groupie, it's group selfie. I'm not sure what the official word for it is. Groupie sounds wrong. There was.
I actually worked on an app called Groupie as well, so I had that same sort of like.
It's actually a group fee. So yeah, and another cool thing that's coming up tomorrow at 10 p.m. I think. So I'm not sure what times. I'm not sure if that's my local time zone, but we have the community hackathon, and there's also the WWDC Pictionary game hosted by the Swift Philippines community, and you can win an AirTag there. But for the hackathon, there's especially some big prizes. So what you have to do is form a team of 2 or 3 people and then work on some of the new APIs and build something. And then the community will vote on what they like most. And the prizes are, the first prize is either an Apple Watch SE or an Apple TV for each of the members. The second prize is an Apple Mini HomePod for each of the members. The third prize is an AirTag for each of the members. And there's also special prizes for if you use a Swift package from the Swift Package Index. So if you needed more excuses to work on any of the new APIs and to show it off, I don't really think there's a lot more that we can give you. So there's already 60 people signed up according to the website now. So yeah, I'm looking forward to what people are going to be making, and I might have to change some of my plans to also join, but I'm not sure if I'm probably allowed to join as well. So Mathilde, you work at a big company that does a lot of stuff, big team probably on the iOS team. How do you see the roadmap for your products changing over the next few months due to anything that was announced this week?
So I'm a bit disappointed. Like I understand there is a reason behind it, but I'm a bit disappointed with async await.
I knew you were gonna say that.
Because we're gonna need to wait.
Yeah.
But it doesn't stop us from having some spike and see how it's going to work. And eventually, if you want to build streams and things like that, then just on my personal app, I'm a bit tempted of saying, oh, should I just drop iOS 14? Because I was planning to create that app and support not just iOS 15, but it's a bit tempting because it's going to work with core data. So I don't know. Then I think someone mentioned it yesterday, the latest videos are not super fancy. However, when you work with very big teams, knowing about memory diagnosis is really important. So yesterday I mainly focused on that. It was literally mind-blowing. I felt like I'm not testing memory and leaks stuff. So those tools are going to be quite helpful.
Nice. Francois in the comments asked, what's your personal app, Mathilde? Is it already out, or what is it about?
It is not out yet. So I'm not going to reveal all the secrets. It is just about one of my main non-coding thing, which is cooking. Because I'm an expat, most of my family doesn't live in France. So how can we share recipe between people? Also because I'm losing all my notebooks.
I would imagine then the new SharePlay stuff could be interesting there as well. If you want to cook together with your family on FaceTime, show the recipe.
Oh, that's cool.
And use object capture as well. That'll be great. So you can actually take a photo of your food, and just pass it through.
Yeah.
So I was, as a French person, I was a bit upset during the keynote because they said chocolate croissants. Even within my own country, we fight for the correct word because I'm from the Southwest. So I would not say pain au chocolat because So no, that is just for the side jokes. Those are really good ideas. I haven't thought about it.
That's fine. You can give me 10%. We'll arrange it afterwards.
So both of you, like, you have like you have like your own apps on the App Store. Do you like ask the community to like contribute to with ideas?
Mike, maybe you can talk about
Well, yeah. I guess so. I mean, like, I'm more than happy for people to reach out to me, and like if they have any like recommendations, right, or there's anything that's like bugging them inside the app. Yeah, like I'm all ears. Because yeah, I love like talking about ways to improve my app, right, and um, it's it's very important to have like it's important to be grounded with what needs to be worked on next, and like what's an important feature, what's gonna drive engagement, right? And yeah, like I've got like a massive Notion board of just like this massive scrollable list, right, of like how to sort of handle that. But yeah, like it's yeah, like I love it. Like I welcome it. And I love like chatting about you know, what are the good things that like help people every single day, right? And bring them back in to use it and rely on the utility, right? And but what's missing as well? What needs to, you know, what's like the missing piece of the puzzle to well, in my case, like help maintain people's productivity, not just like over a day, right, but over the week and like into the future, and avoid burnout. Yeah, like finding like picking the right things to work on is a challenge in itself, because yeah, you don't want to spend too much time working on things that like aren't going to get used or just too difficult, right? And yeah, and designing them as well. And that's like another can of worms, right, to get into, and yeah, designing it the right way.
Yeah, and I think so also with your app, because so your audience is obviously people who don't necessarily are iOS developers, but there's also a lot of iOS developers who want to be more productive. So an iOS developer might suggest, for example, an API that you can implement where a normal user would say more like, "Oh, it would be really nice if I had a feature that would help me with X, Y, and Z," not necessarily from a technical point of view. But yeah, sometimes it's easy as an outsider to say, "Oh, why don't you just add this API just like I did?" When maybe there's like a lot of other work involved with that I don't really see, or that is not aligned with your roadmap or whatever. So I think it's good to find a balance there, and to also have your own like your own line of where you want to go, and focus a bit more on that, because it's really easy to keep adding new stuff and then to like just never ship, or to constantly have something better and something. It's good to have like these clear chunks of what you want to work on. At least for me, that works.
I'm
Yeah,
sorry
yeah.
for
Working on. I was
I'm
gonna
s-
say, like, working on too much at once. It like it's yeah. Sometimes you feel a bit burnt out with like shipping too many features, and like just the overhead of testing it and making sure it works fine. Because last thing you want to do is push an app store build, and you know, like either something's crashing or something doesn't work or a button's not clicking, and then you gotta wait, like there's like a turnaround of like 24 hours, right? And like everyone's getting the new app, and it's like you need to rush to get a patch out, right? And I've made that mistake a few times, you know. So I just it's important to like break it up, what you want to work on, and like be very clear, and like I guess have like a well-defined, you know, goal.
Yeah.
I was going to say sorry for asking that a bit off-topic question.
Oh, no worries. I mean, I think it aligns with like when new stuff gets announced at WWDC, there's also this choice of what do I add and what do I not add. Sometimes I think it's better to work on stuff that was announced last year if it's more helpful for your users. But it obviously helps if you implement some of the new features, because it gives Apple reasons to feature you. It makes your app stand out amongst the crowd. So yeah, I think it's a balancing act you have to do there. And in regards to the bug stuff you just mentioned, Michael, with like pushing out too much, that's not an issue for Matilda, because she writes perfect code from what I understood. So yeah, it's all fine. Don't worry.
I do not. There is also like a very more like a smaller thing they announced for UIKit people, which is like this like kind of drawer like you can have on Find My app, which is like
Oh yeah,
that.
sheet.
I'm a bit tired as well, and I'm like, that is super exciting because I have to implement it. Can I ask my designer to like postpone for 2 years?
Yeah, exactly.
Because you can like do it manually, but you're like, is it worth the effort? Like
Yeah.
and yeah, the way I did the implementation, I'm not feeling super well. It's a
I,
bit
I,
buggy.
I think all of us have written a bottom sheet at some point, and all of the bottom sheet examples online either have something that doesn't work exactly like Apple's does. For example, when you scroll it upwards and then there's a list that you scroll to, and then you scroll down, you want it to go to the top first and then drag down. So I was really sad that it wasn't in Swift UI this year. I saw some comments in the digital session thing from Apple, from the Swift UI team saying, yeah, file a bug report if you would like to use this feature and explain to us why. I think we all know why. So I think I'm just gonna
Send me a link. I'll copy paste what you put in.
Well, actually, I had a design lab, and they suggested me some other ways to do it that didn't involve bottom sheet. So I might just redesign it all and just, I don't know. It's going to be a weird summer. So with that, I think I'm going to end this first commentary session and let you all get on with your day as well, and your night for you, Mike. Is there anything that you is there anything you want to plug? Let's start with that. I know, Mike, you work on a really cool app. Can you maybe give us like a 2-sentence description of what the app is?
Yeah, sure. So Focused Work is a flexible focus timer that runs on iOS, iPadOS, and the Mac. That helps people structure their time more effectively. And yeah, it encourages you to set productivity goals, and it also doubles as a little study buddy that reminds you to stay on focus once you start the timer, but also to avoid distractions. So if you're mid-session, you open up Facebook and the app's going to catch you out and then send you a ping when you're not expecting it. Just little tidbits like that.
All right,
and
it's called Focused Work. Those were 14 sentences instead of 2, so I'm gonna have to cut you off. But it's a really good app. I use it as well, so try it out. Mathilde, are you working on anything, or just is this something you want to share with people?
No, I will just try to find the time after WWDC to work on my own stuff. Nothing super exciting for work because I work in B2B. But download Michael's app. It is really great. And also, I hope the community will keep making app accessible because that is really important.
Those are really nice words to end the session on. So thanks, both of you, for your time. We've got one more commentary session coming up in 11.5 hours, or 11 hours, 45 minutes. We're postponing it a bit because one of the commentators has to go to a lab. But yeah, thanks so much for being here, and hopefully I'll get to meet you all in real life one day, and otherwise we'll just keep doing it like this for the next few years.
Okay, have a good day and have a good evening.
Thanks, bye-bye.
Thanks, everyone. Cheers.